Welcome to the Union Weekly Insider. I'm Andrew Lindy. This is the official podcast for the Union Weekly out of Cal State Long Beach. I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you what it takes to put together a weekly student publication. Last time you met our new editor-in-chief, Alex, and heard some of his goals. After his first issue as editor-in-chief came out, I asked him if he'd learned anything from the process.
What did I learn? I learned not to wait till 7 o'clock to write my intro. Because I was sitting there for a while. Writing intros is hard because you feel like you got to sound important, but really you're just a guy sitting at a computer with no idea what to say.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to start my intro and all that a little bit earlier this week. I'll start on Friday.
He also had a solution for the lack of hard news articles.
We don't really have news writers or people that are willing to do news. And we're not the kind of newspaper that's going to force people to necessarily do beats. We kind of just let people come in and write whatever they want. So we're going to axe news. We're going to move our news editor over to community to be a co-editor of community. And then that's going to be that. We're going to be down the news section. But we're going to bring back food because we had a past editor come back. You know, we were talking, and, you know, I've seen him do his editor thing in the past when I was just a contributor. So I'm going to bring him on as an editor of the food section because he doesn't care about what section he has. He just wants to be here and be an editor.
But now I'd like to introduce you to another member of the team, managing editor Bailey Mount.
What's another goal, Bailey? We're a team. We work together. We run everything by each other.
To have better communication so we both know what's going on.
Yeah. We already messed up.
To remember to communicate with each other. To communicate with staff.
Besides working with Alex, I wanted to know what a managing editor does. So what do you do here, Bailey?
I mean, what do I do? I'm the managing editor. I manage.
You manage editors.
I manage the newsroom. Yeah, I'm in charge of editors, making sure they get their content. If they don't get content, writing their content. Technically, I don't know how far up it goes. I just know the only person I don't manage is Alex.
Bailey is younger than most of the staff that she manages.
I'm 20. I'm growing up in a world where everything honestly seems kind of terrible. I am afraid. And I hold on eagerly to tiny glimmers of hope and instances of positivity. Because so far, life is pain.
This concerned her a bit when she took the second highest position in the newsroom.
The greatest challenge coming in as managing editor, I honestly believed that it would be the fact that prior to this, I was on the same level with all the people I would now be managing as their supervisor. The second greatest problem I could possibly think of was that I would run into some issues due to the large discrepancy between my age and the age of most of the people in the newsroom. Because I'm the youngest person here, and I recognize that some people probably wouldn't feel comfortable with someone my age managing them if they're several years older than me, or even a few years older than me. So I was prepared to face problems with that. And so far it hasn't come up yet, but I'm still waiting.
The Union Weekly is not all smiles and sunshines. I want to know if Bailey was prepared to deal with drama in the newsroom.
I feel that whenever someone steps into a leadership position, the first thing they always hope for is that they won't have to resolve conflicts, because no one likes feeling like the bad guy. And in our positions, sometimes even with people who are friends, that's something we have to do because we recognize there's a certain standard we need to uphold everyone to, regardless of our personal relationships to them.
In the end, Bailey became managing editor because she believes in the journalistic integrity of the Union Weekly.
I want to be able to walk into a journalism class and not have to remind the instructor that this paper is not a satirical newspaper. I want to be able to have a staff, to not have us scramble for contributors. I want people to stay around and for this newspaper to survive and thrive and be better than it's ever had a chance to be. And that's not something I can do in my last 2 years here, but that's something I want to see go as far as I possibly can make it go before I leave and whoever I decide to pass that on to.
Each week in the magazine, there is a feature story. This can be a profile, a series of reviews, or an in-depth piece about one topic. In the past year, we've had features on small businesses and student government corruption. Typically, multiple writers contribute to these pieces. Alex wants to try having only one writer on a feature.
Martha is supposed to take up the feature for next week. We already approached her about it. She seems up for it. She just needs some time to sort of think over the topics that we presented to her. And I think she's going to do great. I think she's going to do fine. I've read her work. She's a great writer, and I can't wait to see what she does with next week's feature.
We'll have to check back in with that in a later episode. Currently, our website is going through some renovations. Let's check in with web manager Nathan Zankich to see how that's going.
We don't have permission to change the website.
Oh.
Because they're changing it, but it's very slow because you know how bureaucracies of the school work.
That sounds like a ton of work. Thanks for listening to the Union Weekly Insider. Special thanks to my podcast assistant, Allison Meyer, for additional editing and recording. You can find us at lbunion.com, in iTunes, or on your favorite podcast app. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Union Weekly. If you're on the CSULB campus, pick up an issue of the Union Weekly or find us on issuu.com. That's ISSUU.com. Next time on Union Weekly Insider.
Not what it is.
So, okay, cool.
All of this is off the record.
I kind of died.
You can't make the same mistake every week.
You're bad. That was a joke?
Or was it? Was it a joke?
Please let it be a joke.
It's a joke.
Sorry, Allison.
We have no computers. Everything is black. I see demons.
1 second it's clean, the next you got shit all over the table.
No. I'm trying to make you famous.
Don't make me famous. I don't want to be famous yet. And if I want to be famous, I want it to be on my own terms.
I want answers.